Hello, welcome to Knits by Nat. I am Nadia, and I have decided I wanted to document my knitting process and knitting experience and journey. I have been knitting for years. I think I learned when I was 6 years old, but it's been a ebb and flow experience. And more recently, probably since the pandemic, I really have gotten back into it, and I used to just kind of never buy a pattern and but then get frustrated because I'm not the fastest knitter, so having to take back and figure it out, I got really frustrated. So then I started buying patterns, and I started really enjoying it and like learning from people, to now be able to kind of not do things with patterns. I got really into machine knitting. That was my deep dive rabbit hole while in lockdown, and decided I really needed a knitting machine, so I bought myself one used from someone who was selling it, and have been making tons of, mostly blankets on this. I make a lot of my friends' blankets, but I'm constantly learning. There's not as many patterns for this, so this is much more experimental for me, and I just thought I would start documenting it. I'm not great with taking notes, so I'm going to try this. I want to try kind of video format to see if that works, to kind of take me through the stuff I've been doing. So I thought I would start first off with kind of a traditional knitting podcast, as I do love watching those. Yeah, and then we'll see how, I'm thinking more project-based videos is what I'm thinking. I'm also a big tea lover, so we'll always have a cup of tea. So I thought, let's get started. Most of mine are all whips, because finished projects, I could maybe show some older finished projects, but I'll start with this one. This is no name to this, my stripy sweater that I'm not using pattern for. I kind of just Googled raglan sweater designs and got some numbers from there. The goal for this sweater was to use up leftover yarns. I had this yarn. I had a bunch of what's it called? Custom Woolen Mill yarn. From Canada, in my stash, and I really wanted to use it up. It's been sitting there for a bit, and some of it was like half used, and I had bought it for my very first sweater I made, and I wanted it out. It was sitting there. I don't love things sitting around, even leftovers. I get a little bit, not stressed out, but I'm like, I spent money on it, I should use it. So I wanted to use up. This was a Custom Woolen Mill, this one, and then was that the only two? That was the only two. I have a bunch of gray and a white that I didn't end up using in this sweater because I liked these colors better. But then I also had some of this random green that I have no clue what brand it was. And then another random green that worked. And this purple, you might not be able to see. Yeah, this purple is actually, I dyed it it was this like, what color would it be? Like an ashy gray brown. Not warm. I did not like it. It had, once again, that the green and that was sitting in my stash way longer than anything I had, and I was not using it. I did not like the color. And so I thought, why not give my hand at trying to dye it? It turned out okay. It's not my fave. Like, the first time, it's a little splotchy, but you know, for a scrappy sweater, I'm okay with it. I did end up having to, I had a little, it ran out, and I had a little ball left. I forgot that it didn't dye, and it turned out so much better. I don't know if you can see that, but that one compared to like that one, I don't know if you can tell. So I really enjoyed it. I think I will do a bit more dyeing, especially for yarns that are just sitting there and not using it because of the color, to use it up. I did purchase the brown, which was from Alpaca Naturally, when I went to the Manitoba Fiber Festival. I think that's what it's called. Manitoba, yeah. And it's really nice yarn. I actually want to sweater quantities in it. It is a soft yarn. I ended up doubling it, but I thought the cocoa color looked really great. Because I added it into the stripes, I didn't have enough for the cuff down here. And you know, I just was like, I'm not buying more. I had to buy more red and green just to like finish out. I ran out of red here, and I ran out of green here as well. So I had needed it for yarn, so I bought some other yarn. What did I buy? For the green, I bought Blue Sky Fibers, the Woolstok, this one, and then I bought for the red this one. I'll be honest, I'm terrible at pronunciations of words, so I probably will just show you the bands and not even attempt for things. But yeah, it's been really fun to like kind of take my hand at drafting my own sweater. I redid it multiple times. I did 80 stitches, cast it on 80, and then did a double folded band, which probably also affected how much I could do at the bottom. Anyways, I still love it. I think it's a really nice thing. I first did it where I didn't do any short rows, so I knitted and I just did a bunch of straight, and then I decided I wanted it to sit more like a crew neck, so instead of like a boat neck, so I did some short rows. I did it twice. I don't know why I did it twice. What was the second reason? Something looked funny. I didn't do enough. I don't remember. I ended up having to take it back twice. So I did this top bit 2 times. One was because I decided I wanted short rows in the middle, and then the other time I don't remember, if I'm being honest. See, this is why I want to document. So I knitted it. I added 8 stitches to the side to make the body. I think it'll be quite oversized. I really just want this for the cold winters, to fit under my winter jacket, go outside and walk and just be outside in -20. That's what I want this for. And I think it'll be great. It'll fit better than my other one that I made in this Custom Woolen Mills yarn, which is really warm and I love it, and it's great for going outside. But yeah, I am pretty much done it. I have to weave in all the ends. So I've done the back. I've weaved them all in, tied a knot, and then once I soak it and let them stretch, then I'll cut them all off. I need to do the arms now for both. So I'll probably put on some episodes and do that today. Get that done so that I can soak it and block it, which is always so fun. But yeah, it's been a process, and I've been enjoying it and learning a lot. Like, I don't think I needed to do 8 stitches. It's quite more oversized than I wanted. I wanted it closer to the body just because I wanted it to fit under my jacket. But I think it'll be fine. I tried it. It'll be what it'll be. And if I hate it, I can always unravel it. That's my motto. Recently, I didn't do it. I haven't done it, but there's a lot of projects I want to redo just because they don't fit right. You know, they're not being worn, and I can remake it better. So yeah, this is what's on. Oh, and I did it on 6mm needles. All of it, none of the, even the ribbing. Very easy. Would have been done quicker had I not had to redo that a bunch. And also, when I ran out of yarn, I had to go find it, and it was all about finding something that was a 50-gram ball because I didn't want to have too much left over. Because the whole point was to get rid of yarn. That was what I did, and I'm very proud I did it. I should weigh it and see how much I got rid of, but I basically got rid of all the red, even the new ball, all the purple. I have this much left of the yellow. So I think it's like maybe 20 grams, which I have some white, and I think I like the color. I have white and gray, but I think the white for some gloves. Even the white for gloves is kind of like, look at dirty, but it's an option. Or make felted slippers. That's my other thought with this. And then I have this much green, so lots. Can probably do a hat with it. It was definitely a little bit of a lighter gauge than all the other yarns. So I'm sure I'll block out fine. It looks fine. It's just a little thinner in those areas, whereas this was a little bit thicker, the red. But all worsted. So I have some of that. And that's pretty much all I have left. Everything else, I used every bit of brown. I used every bit of the purple. So I'm really happy with the success of this stash buster. And I still have more of that yarn in a gray that I don't enjoy the color, which I did try to dye, and then I felted it all kind of. I tried to dye it in a hank instead, or in like a, what's it called? Like it was knitted up and dyed it in that, and then I kind of felted it in there. So the nice thing about this one, while I have no clue where the yarn was from, it was not feltable. So superwash would have been superwash, but doesn't feel like what I think of superwash. But yeah, a superwash, I'm assuming. I don't know. I bought it like years. Anyways, yeah, that's my sweater. This is my second sweater that I have on the needles. It's been on the needles for like over a year. It's been a long process. It's the Tessellated sweater by Andrea Mowry. I'm very behind on the what's it called? Like the trend of it. I know it was popular like 2 years ago. I think when I started it was a year old. So anyways, but I thought it would be great because I had this yarn, or my mom gifted me this purple and this purpley blue white yarn, and I could make socks with it, but I didn't really want to make socks with it. it wouldn't use it all up. It was just, it would end up sitting. So I looked at patterns and I saw this one and I was like, I'm gonna make it work. It wasn't quite the right gauge, but it's fine. I also had, so this is a Cascade yarn, heritage print, 75 super wash merino wool with 25 nylon. So that was this. Like I said, I could have made socks with it. I use like 50 grams for my socks. I don't like my socks to go too high. I have a very specific length that I like, so I just knew I wanted to use it more fully. And then I also had this beautiful yarn in my stash. I had bought 3 balls of it. This Essentials, Rico Design Essentials Baby Alpaca and Silk. It's a lace weight yarn. Color is just 1. I had 3 balls of it. I had bought it. I don't know why I bought it. I loved it and I bought it. That's probably the answer. So I thought they went really well together. And once again, I'm really in a mood to like get rid of stuff. I don't have a huge stash. But I want more to get rid of it. Anyway, I want to get rid of more of it, and this was part of that. So I was like, why not? So I ended up buying Berroco Ultra Wool Fine 100% superwash wool. It's a navy blue. It's beautiful to go with it. I thought that would pair really well, which I think it has. It's a great contrast between it all. Anyways, it's taken me like a year to make. One, the body took, well, it was slow. The body, I kind of didn't love the going back and forth doing a purl. I'm not a huge purl fan. Anyways, that was irritating, so that took me a while. I think that's where I stopped. I got to the body last winter, and then I just kind of got tired. And then, because I had done some of it. Anyways, it finished the whole body, and I was on a roll. I was getting this done. And then I ran out of that baby alpaca silk yarn, this one. Ran out of it, which I had a feeling I would, but I was trying to see if I wouldn't. I thought I would get farther in the arm, to be honest, and my thought process was, okay, I can find a yarn that matches, because I could not find, that was why I was hoping. I could not find this anywhere in Canada. It was like the place that I had bought it from, which was at a yarn store in Calgary. I could not find it. It was not stocked there. I was very disappointed, or not disappointed, I was very sad. I was like, oh no. Anyways, I found it on Etsy actually, and it had to be shipped from Lithuania, which I didn't realize when I purchased it, which was kind of funny when I read the description. And it took probably a month to get here, which then in the time of the month I started working on the other sweater. So it ended up being fine. I want to get back into it. I'm not loving the arms. I should maybe just go buy 6-inch needles, or 9-inch. 16-inch, sorry. I think that's what it is. Whatever the hat circumference one that I often use. Because I'm not enjoying the process of knitting these on small. Yeah, that's this project. It's just been slow going. I do really want it. I don't know if I've already said it, but I want it for work. I think it'll be a great work sweater. My office gets cold here, especially when it gets down to, I live in Manitoba, so it gets down to those negatives, -30 sometimes. I think this will be really warm at work. I've been knitting it on not what the recommended needle size was. I'm on a 3.75 millimeter, which maybe also why it's taking a long time. I've normally done thicker sweaters, and I doubled up on this yarn. The yarns are not quite. I think I'm making, let's see, what am I making? I am making, yeah, I'm making size 4. But yeah, like I said, I'm a little worried about these arms. I don't know. Does anyone else have this issue? Maybe I'll walk out. Maybe I did too much. I'm not going to be happy if I have to redo it. Maybe I should figure it out before I finish this one. Size 4. I'm hoping to have this done soon. Anyways, that's that project. Oh, what I was gonna say. Yes, I didn't utilize, like, really. All the yarns are not quite the right size, I don't think, or right weightage. I think the blue is. It's more on a sport weight than a fingering weight. The Cascade yarn, this one, where is it? This one is definitely a light fingering, so much thinner. And then I doubled up on these just because it felt like it was too, I was gonna have to go, my gauge was quite off when I did it as a single. And oh, I don't have it. Anyways, I thought I would take the thing. So doubled it up, did a 4, size 4, which I think everything's technically a little bit larger, but it's been fine. Most of it's like not row related, it's like length related. So I don't know. It's been an okay pattern. The arms are the frustrating. The way I read it, this seems incorrect, but I also maybe like a big gear sweater arm, especially because, like, Define wool can be kind of stitchy. I think this will be quite soft. That baby alpaca silk is like, I want everything made out of this. Like, this is, yeah. So anyways, that's me babbling forever on this one. Two. I have 2. Oh yeah, 2. Okay. This is an easy one. I'm just making some socks. I took the Knitty Natty perfect sock course, which was so fun. I learned so much about sock making, and this is my formula for my foot. I like this length because they go in my bluntstones, and it just pokes out a little bit, whereas like when they get too high, I think it looks weird personally. That's just my style. So I do about 25 rows or 35 rows, I can't remember. I have it written down. Do a few increases for the gusset, not the gusset, like your heel part. It's a fish kiss heel, which I quite enjoyed. I learned it from her. Well, she credit. Anyways, it was part of the agreement in the course. And then I don't remember. What do? I do no decreases for the gusset. And then I do some like really small foot decreases, and then I do quite a few feet. Maybe 50 rows? I don't remember. It's on my phone. And I don't have proper stitch markers on this because I probably needed more stitch markers because I've lost them all. I think they're all in my couch. I think my couch ate them all. And so, yeah, something like that. And then I do like a slightly slanted toe. So one's more every second round, and then every 4 rounds I'll decrease. And that's my toe. This yarn is, oh, I have it right here. This is the problem with just starting it. I've never, like I said, not good at keeping track of things. And I keep things, but I don't keep them in the right place. So the main yarn is this clog yarn. It's a BFL sock base with superwash, 80% superwash BFL and 20% nylon. Fingering weight. The colorway is slowed down. So this yarn, it's from Regina, Saskatchewan. I do find it a bit of a scratchy yarn for myself, considering it's but I guess it's BFL, which was I've done 2 things in BFL now, and yeah, I do find it a bit of a scratchy yarn. And then the heel is, I don't think I have a tag for it, because I think it was when I went to that Alpaca Naturally booth at the Manitoba Fiber Festival. She had like 20 grams minis, and I thought I was looking more for this, like more of a greeny blue. Didn't know it. I should have brought this yarn. I wanted a heel color for this yarn, basically. But it's a pretty good match. I do like it. Like I said, I really love this Alpaca Naturally yarn. I really want to make a sweater out of it. It's not cheap though, which understandable. But it's a, yeah, local yarn. So yeah, that's my sock. I'm on the second one. This will be done when it will be done. It'll be my easy knit. I don't need to think about it too much, even though I don't know it off the top of my head, but I have it all written down and I just look at it. And that's that. Okay. My one other whip that I'm currently working on is on my knitting machine, so it's going to be kind of awkward to show. It's a panda blanket, baby blanket, for my friend who's having a baby soon. I need to get this done like immediately. I've been making this has like been my main knitting machine projects. I designed these animals. So I've done a whale, an elephant, a bear, a soccer ball. That's my very first one, but that wasn't on the knitting machine. I did that by hand. I think that's it. And now a panda. I messed up the sizing with this one for some reason, and it's a bit smaller than I would like, but I still think it'll be good for in a stroller when they go outside. typically I do a backing, like I'll put a fleece backing on it. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do that. So I might just really tack down any loose, you can't really see it, loose loops. I should say my cousin draws the animals and then I put it into Chartminder. To be fair, they didn't do this one. I took it from the internet. But yeah, they normally do the drawings and then I put it in Chartminder to create the pattern. Because they are very talented, and then I don't feel like I am stealing anything. This one I did though. And yeah, so this has been my main knitting machine. I'm currently working on the border, which is this like cluster effect. I am wanting to learn a new border because I wanted to do a thicker border, but I'm running out of time. Their baby is due like, I think they're due like any day. 2 weeks, maybe? And I gotta mail it to them, so this is probably what I'll work on this weekend. I want to put little eyes. I'll do some duplicate stitch for little eyes, and then weave in all the ends. I think I have about an hour's worth of more knitting to do. But yeah, I designed these and they're really fun. Basically every friend, my close friends, have gotten a new design, other than technically my second nephew got a similar one because I was recreating one to try to make it as a pattern, which I'm thinking of releasing. I'm just a little anxious about it, so I haven't. I've been sitting on it. This yarn is all, it's a Berroco vintage acrylic yarn. 52% acrylic, 40% wool, and 8% nylon. Yeah, it's all that yarn, I believe, except for maybe the white, which might be something else, and I don't remember what it is. Yeah, I think it's, anyways, I might sew a backing onto it, like a little, some felt. I have this gray in my stash. I hand sew. I'm a terrible hand sewer. That's why I don't want to do it. But it does make it extra warm and cozy for the babe. And then I don't have to worry about their little fingies getting caught in any of the floats. Which this one doesn't have too many. Sometimes they are, some of the blankets are got a lot of floats. This one, like, it's only the couple, so I could tack them all down and I think it would be fine. But yeah, it's been a really fun project. What can I say about it? It's, you basically cast on, I think 100 and 140. I would have done more, like 160, 170 to get the desired size. Just for some reason messed up my math. I've been doing blankets that the design is horizontal, not long ways, so it just got a little messed up, which is fine. Yeah, and then you solid until you get to the pattern. And then, I don't know, do what the chart says. I think it was about, I did like 25 rows for the base. No, it's 25 on top of 25, so I think it's 50 rows for this part. Pattern's about 100. No, 200. Oh, I don't know. I'm so bad at this. This is why I want to do this more and do it more often so I remember what I've done. Yeah. So I don't know what else to say about this other than I enjoy it. It's my... I did it on, if anyone knows, I did it on the dials at 5 for the tension. And I use my Intarsia carriage for this part, which is why there's so many. Yeah. Anyways, that is all that I'm working on. I don't have much finished projects. I can show you these because they're so cute. This is probably my most recent FO. Little socks for my nephew. I did a free pattern. What pattern did I do? The Fruity Kids sock by Premier Yarn Design Team, with a free thing just to get the sizing for a 5-year-old. I made these for him because he was with me when I bought the yarn, and he asked me, can you make me a pair of socks with all the colors? And I had bought the green, orange, and yellow. I had the red in stash, and I just added that. And I said, of course I can, little buddy. When your nephew asks for something, you make it. I don't know. He probably won't wear these. They'll probably be scratchy on his feet. He is a bit sensitive to clothing. So who knows, but they didn't take long, and totally willing to do it. I did of that pattern. I did I think I did the 4 to 5, maybe 6 to 9, probably 4 to 5. Which, like, maybe I should have done the 6 to 9 so that they last longer, but if he doesn't wear them, his brother can get them. Later, I knitted it out of the Fable Drops yarn, and the green is all but the green are out of this yarn. And the green is Senna's Guard. So I will say I didn't love the green with the color, but they kind of look like pumpkins, is what I was thinking when I was making them. But yeah, that's my one FO recently. I am not a fast knitter. That is the one thing that we'll see how this goes, because I am constantly working on the same project. So it might get really boring, but we'll see. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Talk to you later. Bye.